got a attendance thing that you can work with there, but what about the logistics of having two meets going on at the same time? You guys gone through all that yet?
Yeah, oh, we had a meeting, and we're hoping it'll work. We actually, Jason, my assistant, called and emailed all the schools that it hosted and asked them to send us the layout, the script, a time schedule, and then we talked with them and we combined what we thought would fit West Virginia, with the fix. So we have it going, and we have the two. Obviously, the floor exercise wrestling will be where it normally is, I believe,
right,
on the home court side of basketball. Our floor exercise mat will be where it normally is for a gymnastics competition. Our vault runway will be in its normal spot, but the student section will not be pulled out. And behind vault, over where the student section normally sits at a basketball game, we will have the uneven bars and the balance beam. And so it goes all at the same time.
What about when you've got, like, say, a concentration event like the beam and, say, the wrestling team, there's something going on there and you've got that noise. How do you keep your girls focused?
Well, let me tell you this. When we were at the University of Georgia, I forget, maybe 6 years ago, for a competition, it was a sold-out arena. The beam judge usually has a bell she rings on warning. It was so loud at the University of Georgia, they used a foghorn. So trust me, noise is not a factor for gymnastics. And concentration on beam, they don't hear it. We are going. In fact, we're going to Georgia on Monday. It'll be a sold-out arena, and we're practicing with a lot of noise today. And it goes from a lot of noise to boos, because they'll boo their scores. If they're not high enough, they'll boo. So nothing that's going to happen during the wrestling match will be an issue.
Two different types of fan groups, though. I mean, so that makes it interesting too, doesn't it?
Everybody that's hosted the competition, Iowa State's probably the one that's had the most success, but they've had over 8,000 to 9,000 people come because of just the novelty. Of course, their wrestling team is very good, and their gymnastics team's pretty good, and people, once they come, start coming back, which is a good thing, because totally different crowds. Except I think we do get a lot of children, and I think wrestling gets a lot of young kids as well. So it appeals to everybody. It'll never be a dull moment.
What are your expectations realistically? What do you expect from this on Friday?
Well, I hope we have a good competition and have a real nice score out of the whole thing. I know my team's very motivated by it. Several of them have actually seen competition when they were in high school. They went to a Beauty and the Beast competition, so they've actually seen it. I hope that the crowd is large, and I hope people come back. So I hope we have a good score. I hope we draw some attendance, weather permitting, and that both teams, perform well. And we introduced people to some new fans to gymnastics, and we introduced some of our fans to wrestling, and so perhaps they'll start supporting each other.